Hi, this is Brandon Moon. I want to welcome you to fly tying night tonight here at Moonlit Fly Fishing. Today we're going to be tying up a CDC Caddis Emerger, or a Groumen as they call it in the UK, a Sedgefly or Caddisfly here in the United States. This is an effective pattern. Obviously caddis aren't a purple color, but this is a violet color. I've found a lot of success using violet in purple colors in my fishing throughout the last year and a half. So I'm tying this in this violet color combination. You definitely can tie this in any other color combination to match your caddis at any time. I want to invite you right now. I'm tying on the upcoming Nirvana rotary vise. This will be coming up pretty soon, and I just want to invite you to make sure and follow us so that you receive notification for this. A beautiful rotary with great rotary function. It's tight, doesn't wobble, it's very sturdy. The jaws are amazing, very strong as well. So we also want to invite you to make sure that you like the video and your favorite videos as well. Leave us a comment, ask us a question, say hi, whatever it is. Doing these two things helps us quite a bit. Helps us get seen by others who are looking for stuff similar to what we're doing. We'd also encourage you to hit the subscribe button and the bell to receive future notification. These things mean a lot to us as we continue to try and bring good quality content to you. So for this one, we're going to be tying on a Moonlit ML062. This one's in a size 14. You can tie it in a 10, 12, 14, or 16. Either one of those sizes is going to be great with this. So I will go ahead and get a hook in the vise. I usually try and have one out, but I didn't get that done this time. So set that hook in that vise there. Now when I start this thread, and I'm using Semperfli's classic wax, this is the violet color. I'm using 12-aught for this fly. You can use 8-aught. I just like the 12-aught quite a bit. It's my go-to size. I'm going to start this thread roughly about 2/3 of the way up the hook shank. That's kind of going to be my guiding point for my body. I'm using a Stonefo Elite bobbin. This is my favorite and go-to bobbin. So I'm using this to make sure I have good tension, thread control. So I'm going to wrap this just down the back bend of that hook. This is going to give it a nice, good emerging profile. Snip that thread off. For the ribbing on this fly, I'm going to be using some Semperfli flat tinsel. This is mottled silver and black. I'm just going to cut a little piece of that off and tie that in. I want this tinsel to run all the way up that body, so I'm just going to secure that in all the way up. And this is just going to help keep a smoother, more symmetrical body. Okay, now I'm going to create a taper with this thread. I'm going to wrap rearward again with touching wraps, just like I did as I created the base of my fly. You can see I need to go a little bit further than where I got that tied in at, and that's okay. Now I'm just going to wrap forward. And like I said, I'm going to create the taper of the body of this fly by wrapping this thread forward and backwards. Seeing how it's 12/0, I am going to need extra wraps. If I was using 8/0, I'd get less wraps on this to create the taper. So now I'll just continue going back and forth as I create the taper that looks good and appealing to me. Kind of the boring part of the fly, but it's pretty simple. You could even use dubbing if you wanted for this. I'm just tying it with a thread body, but you could easily do a dubbing body or a biot body for this as well. I like the violet color because it is close to the ultraviolet spectrum of the light spectrum, so seems to do extremely well in brighter light conditions and is a go-to color of mine. Okay, now I'm just going to half hitch that, set my thread off to the side on the rest. Now I'm just going to wrap my rib using this rotary feature, which is why I also took and half hitched my thread so that I could use this feature. Okay, now I'm just gonna secure this off. Trim that out. This is an easy pattern. It's pretty quick. It's not going to be one that's going to take me forever. I'm just going to put a little bit of Wonder Wax on there. Now I'm going to use some Vacuna dubbing in the ultraviolet. I'm just going to take a really small pinch of this dubbing. Just a small pinch here. And just dubbing noodle that on there. Now I'm just going to wrap that dubbing. I'm going to pull those fibers rearward just to kind of give that bugginess flowing to the back there. You can see those fibers. Now I'm going to take 2 pieces of violet CDC. This is the Swiss CDC. I'm just going to take these fibers and I'm just going to kind of stroke them rearward and pin them down. Okay, I'm going to measure the CDC back to the back bend of that hook, just there to kind of where my body is. Caddis have relatively long wings. Okay, so I'm going to secure that in with a couple wraps. Now I'm going to secure it in on the front as well. And that's just going to make sure that I lock that in. Now I want to trim this off relatively close. Secure that down. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit more Wonder Wax here and another very small fine pinch of Vacuna dubbing. This is kind of going to give the wing the effect of coming out of the casing. I'll wrap over the top of that dubbing. Okay, now I'm going to take a whiting red label, and I've already prepped it. This is a Claret. This is a Claret dyed Grizzly hen saddle. So I've already prepped this. I'm just going to preen those fibers back so I have a good tie-in point. Now I'm just going to secure that in. Pull that tie-in point back. Now I can trim it out. I'm going to set my thread off to the side. My hack will come out. So I'm just going to take and tie that back in. Okay, now I'm going to trim that stem out, trim down that hackle stem. Now I'm just going to wrap this hackle kind of like a soft hackle. Where I'm just using one side of this hackle stem because I like the cleaner wrap, and I'm not trapping any, trying not to trap any fibers. I'm going to get a few more wraps, and I doctor that feather so I can pretty much get all those feathers wrapped on there. Okay, now I've got that secured in. I'm actually going to pull that fiber back and build my head with my thread. Now I'll just do a nice little whip finish. One, two, three. Trim that out. Now I just got to get that hackle stem, which is this right here. Okay, now we're ready to go. I like to put just a little bit of UV resin on this head. You don't have to, but I'll use some Solarez Thin Hard. Just put it on my bodkin here. work it into the head. And I'll take my UV pen and cure that up. You can see the CDC has UV in it, the dubbing, so this is going to be a perfect fly to fish in the brighter conditions. And there you go, your CDC Caddis Emerger pattern. We hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. Make sure you leave us a comment. We'd love to hear from you, and hit the bell to receive future notifications. Doing these 4 steps of liking the video, commenting, subscribing, and hitting the bell help us quite a bit as we try and bring content to you and bring and engage with more people and bring it to more people. So thank you for watching. Have a wonderful evening.